Yes, today I'm going to be teaching on algebraic expression. Algebraic expression. So it's very important we understand this topic, algebraic expression. It's one of the topics that we need to understand in detail when it's come to fundamental in mathematics. When it comes to climbing a ladder to success in mathematics. Now I'm going to be explaining this, and please, after this video, you can then go to watch the solving equations in mathematics, simple solving equations. Oh, so let's come back to class now. Algebraic expression. Now, what are algebraic expressions? Now, algebraic expressions simply means the coming together of different terms, of different variables. It could be the addition, the subtraction, or it could even be the multiplication or division of what different terms. What I mean is, when we have something like this, you're having your 3x plus 4x. Let's call this y plus 8z. Now, this here is an example of an algebraic expression. So there's a difference between an algebraic expression and an equation. Now, an equation is said to be an equation if an algebraic expression is equated as something. So then we have it an equation. That is what I mean is, if you have something like this and it's equated as probably any other term, it could be equated as 4, it could be equated as probably 4x plus 5, or just equated as something, a term, a mathematical term. It simply means this here, the whole of this here is now called what is an equation. But in this phase, we're just going to be facing, or we're going to be doing what is called algebraic expression. Now, we'll be learning how to expand, how to add up, and how to sum up algebraic expression. So let's write on. Now let's look at this. Now, before we move on, I want you to understand what is called like terms, like and unlike terms. The word like terms. Now, like terms simply means terms that are the same thing, that belongs to the same family. Permit me to use the word family so that you can understand better. Now, that belongs to the same group. We can also say the same group. It simply means if I have different terms like, now, like the example of like terms, let me give this example. Now, example of like terms, we have the terms of what? Of numerical terms. We have our numerical terms. That is, for the numerical terms, we could have our 3, we could have our 4, we could have our 5, our 6, our 7, our 8, our 20, our 25. It keeps on. That is all numbers. All numbers. All numbers. That is without any attachment, of variable. That is like terms. Now, another group of like terms here. Now, we could also have a like term attached with a variable. Like terms attached with variable attachments. Now, the like terms with variable attachments here. Now, we could have something like, now under this, we could have something like, now our 3x here is, all of these are like terms. Now look at this now. Now what make this all of these like terms? They are like terms because they're having, each of these terms is having a variable. That is, each of them is having a similar variable of x. X, 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 and this is just one x. Now in mathematics, when you have a situation whereby you have your answer to be 1x, when you have your 1x, kindly know that your 1x here in mathematics is just the same thing as x. So it's just better you put your x as an answer instead of one x, and which I've just written here. So mathematically, it's better you have your x instead of just writing something like this. Now look at this here. At this point here also, I could also say this here. If I have my 4y, 8y minus 100y, 200y, 4 whole number 3 over 5y, and it keeps on going like that. That is all variables involving y. Now, when we look at this, now all of these are like terms. Now, they are like terms because what? Each of these terms is having what? A similar variable, which is what? Y, 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 y. So this makes these here are like terms. And kindly note that this and our 3x and 4y, 3x and 4y here are not like terms. They are not what? They are not like terms. Now, reason being that now your 3 years having X, why your 4 years having Y, it belongs to another term entirely. So these are different terms in mathematics. Now this is a term, this is a term, and sometimes we could even have more than a variable. Now look at this. In a case we could also have 4xy. I could have 4xy. I could have 8xy, 9xy. In fact, sometimes the value could be changed. The variables could be interchanged. I could have something like 20yx. Now this here is also the same thing as this, because in this case here, now all of these are like terms. What makes them like terms? Because they're like terms because they are having xy, 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 and xy. So depending, so what, since it is xy, that is, there's a multiplication operator between them. So your yx is also the same thing as what? Your yx, yes, also the same thing as xy. So we're going to be seeing some examples and how to collect these terms. Okay, I think with this now I've actually discussed on, or we've discussed on unlike terms. Now I can then say my unlike terms. My unlike terms are terms that don't have the same variable. Like your 4x, 4xy, 4z, 8y. Now all of these are unlike terms. You can see this term is having no variable. This term is having what? The variable of x. This term is having the variable of 4xy. They are not the same thing. They are not the same terms. That's what I mean. They are not the same term. Now, this is having what? The variable of z. They are not the same term. Why this is having? So none of these terms here are likely. None of these terms here are what are like. So all of these here are not like terms. So let's see some examples. Now, looking at this, now we have to simplify the following. Now, simplifying the following simply means we have to reduce this complex expression. Now, this expressions here are complex expressions, so we can reduce them now by trying to bring or add up or subtract the like terms here. Now, looking at this here, now let's see. Now, for the first one, we're given 3x plus 4y minus 8x minus 9y. Now, the best thing I could do here is to collect them, because your 3x here cannot add up with this. It's not possible for your 4y cannot add up with your 8x, and your 8x cannot subtract this, cannot subtract your 9y. So the best thing I can do here is to collect. I'm going to be doing what is called collect like terms. Like time. So for subsequent videos, I'm going to be using just CLT. So anytime you see CLT in my video, simply means we are collecting the like time. So if I'm collecting the like times here, now I need to bring those variables that are the same thing. Now look at this. We're having our 3x here. This is x here. This and this here. Your 3x here and minus 8x here. They have the same what? They have the same variable. So I can then say this is 3x minus 8x here. Now, this here, I can have my 4y and minus 9y. They have the same variable. I can then say plus 4y minus 9y. Now, one thing I want you to note is, now when I was carrying, please, you should also carry. When you're trying to bring out and bring values together, you should bring them together with their signs. Now, this is minus 8. This is not just 8. Don't come here and put plus. If you come here and put plus, it's going to be wrong. So this is minus 8. You are bringing this. This has an invisible plus. I think I've taught us in the last video. Now this has an invisible plus here. So this here you are bringing your minus 8 here, and you are bringing your, this is plus 4y, plus 4y still remains here. Then your minus 9y remains here. Now from here I can then add up. Your 3x can add up with this, or 3x can subtract your 8x, because they are the same terms. So here now our 3x here, this here is the same thing as your 3x minus 8x here will give us minus 5x. I think I've taught us how to do all of this. Please, if you don't know your 3 minus 8 and your minus 2 minus 2, please go and check the videos. I think the first video I made on the fundamentals of mathematics. So you will learn more about that now. Now the same thing here, our 4 minus 9y. Our plus 4 minus 9y here will give us, that will be minus, here is going to be what? That will be minus 5y. So this here is going to be our final answer. At least if we can also factorize this here. We can also factorize this to I don't want to factorize. I don't want to factorize it. So let's just leave the answer. So when we get to the process of factorizing, I'm going to be teaching us how to factorize. But let's leave it so that we're not going to be making the solution complex. So this here is the solution for number one. The second example, we're given our 4 minus 4x here plus 3y minus 8z plus 2x minus 8y. Now, if you look at this example here, we're given about 3 different variables that you need to consider. What are the variables? You are given your x, y, z. X, y. So these are the 3 different variables that we need to, different variables, x, y, and z. So we need to combine them. We need to group them in terms of what? In terms of what? X, y, and z. Now from this here, I'm going to be collecting the like terms. If I collect the like terms, I need to collect the like terms because your 4 minus 4x cannot add up with 3y because they are of not this, they are not the same terms. So yeah, I can then have my minus 4x here. I'm having this this is the value of x here plus 2x. I'm having plus 3y here minus 8y. Then we have our minus 8z. And this is what I've just done. Now this your minus 4x can combine with this. Then this plus 4y plus 2x. I'm bringing it here. Then this plus 3y, this is z here. Then you're having your minus 8y. It combines with minus 8y. Then your minus 8z comes here. So it's very simple. It's simple as that. Now from here, I can then say minus 4x here plus 2x. That is minus 4x plus 2x here is going to give us what will be minus 2x. I have my minus 2x here. This is going to be minus 2x. Now 3y, like this is plus 3y minus 8y. 3y minus 8y is going to give us out the minus 5y. And 8z minus 8z standing alone, there's nothing to add up or subtract with. Just put your minus 8z here. So this here is going to give us our answer. This 8 minus 8z. This is the third one. The third one says minus 9 plus 4a plus 3b minus 8a minus 2b. Now at this point here now the best thing we can do, like I told you, now you need to understand how many variables are this is this expression made of. Now we're having the first numerical term, we're having a and b. So it simply means I'm going to be dividing all of these terms here into 3. That is, the first one is just numerical. Now the second one is a and the b. Now for the numerical, I'm having my minus 9. So we don't have any other numerical value here. So the next thing is our a plus what? Plus 4a. Now this here is a minus 8a here, then plus 3b. Don't forget, I'm collecting the like terms here. Now plus 3b, your 4a is coming together with your minus 8a. Then our 3b minus 2b. So from here, I can then say this is the same thing as what your minus 9. Minus 9 cannot add up with this because they are not the same. They are not the same terms. Now 4a minus 8a will give us what? That will be minus 4a. Then 3b minus 2b will give us 1b. I told you, instead of writing 1b, just put on your b. This is the final answer. Thank you. Kindly do this and send me your answers in the comment section. So do this and send me your answers. Simplify. So do this and send your answers in the comment section. Thank you. See you in the next class.